I can't believe I have to say bye to this room. Hello everyone, it's Aika. If you've never seen any of my videos before, hi, nice to meet you, and if you have, welcome back. Today I am going to be doing a bookshelf tour and a tour of my reading room. We're going to be moving, so I'm probably not going to have a reading room anymore, so I have to say goodbye to it. Probably won't have another opportunity where I'm going to have an empty room that I could just convert into my little reading room. So I'm a little sad about it. I love my books, I love my bookshelves. And I put a lot of work into my bookshelves, but I'm gonna have to say bye to them, bye to some of my books. So I just wanted to do a little bookshelf tour with the books that I have now and how I have it set up on my bookshelves before I have to start packing them up and unhauling some of them. I do have a lot of books. I have 121 books upstairs in my room, and I think I have another 200 downstairs. I meant to count it yesterday and I completely forgot to. I only counted the ones in my room. But yeah, I do have a lot of books and I am kind of running out of space to store my books. You'll see that I have some books just stacked up around my room. So yeah, I guess I'm just gonna do this little video before I have to say bye to some of them, which is a little sad, but it's fine. No biggie. But I did wake up early to do this because the lighting in my room is only good in the morning. So yeah, let's get on with the bookshelves in my room and then we'll move downstairs to where my reading room is. So since I'm already up here, again, as I said, I have some books just laying around in my room. So I have a couple on my desk. Here is my desk. It's very messy. It's very not aesthetically pleasing. This is an old desk, hence the chipped wood, so we'll probably be getting rid of that when we do move. But these are some books that I'm trying to read this month. So I just have the Emily Wilde series and I have Nightbane. And this is my book bouquet for my boyfriend, which I have been way too sad to take down. I also have some chocolate roses from Valentine's Day. I haven't, I don't have the heart to take this down because I think it's so beautiful, but I know that when I do start getting things packed up, I do need to take all of this down, and I'm really sad about it because I do love it. I also have some books stacked up on my dresser. A lot of these books are like PR or books that I have recently gotten, and I just haven't gotten the chance to put them away yet because I don't have space. So yeah, like these two books are books that I recently got. All of this is PR, so publishers sent them to me. This one I bought, and I had a space for it on my bookshelf, and then I took it off, and then I forgot to put it back, and I've just been lazy. And this is a book that I recently finished, and this is a book that my boyfriend got me, and this cover is so cool. I love that cover. I think it's gorgeous. Oh, since I forgot about this too, these 3 Fairy Loot boxes are from when I was a Fairy Loot rep, which was for December, January, and February. And the books are still in here because I don't know where I would display them. This is my When the Moon Hatched PR box. It has so many goodies in there, and I just haven't put them away. And I also have a few books on my nightstand. Again, these are just books that I don't have space on my shelf to put them in without having to redo all of my shelves. So like Powerless, which I'm really excited to read. I have my Fourth Wing books, Light Lark, and I keep my headphones up here if I'm listening to an audiobook in my room. Ooh, just knocked my camera. Like I have The Deal, which my friend just handed back to me because I lent it to her like last year and she just never got around to reading it and she finally returned it. And next is my bookshelves. These are the shelves I have in my room. I use it mostly for storage. We're not going to talk about those bottom shelves. But up here I have some of my special edition books. Like I have the Kingdom of the Wicked and Kingdom of the Cursed bookish box covers. And I also have these little guys, and these are called Smeeskies, and they're so cute. But me and my boyfriend collect them, and we just kind of get them, and they come in little mystery packs. So we never know which ones we're gonna get, but we've accumulated a couple of them. And like I have my Red Queen Deluxe Edition, my Carnival Collector's Edition, and the Cruel Prince Collector's Edition. This little pocket watch thing I got for my White Rabbit Halloween costume from last year. And I have a couple Polaroids in there. Here are my Cruel Prince books. So I have all 3 Cruel Princes, and then my King of Elfhame, or How the King of Elfhame Learned to Hate Stories, and then The Stolen Heir, which I have not touched since I bought it. And I know The Prisoner's Throne just came out, so I'm going to be reading that soon. This shelf, it's just kind of random. I have these 2 crochet bookmarks that my friend got for me. I have my little digital camera. I have a couple mangas. So I have I Want to Eat Your Pancreas, and this is a Junji Ito one. Forgot which one this was. Trying to figure this out. This is Gyo. I've read the spiral one, Uzumaki, and I really liked it. And they have a little crown on top. This is for my camera, and I have a collector's edition of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. And this collector's edition is so pretty. Or not collector's edition, sorry, it's just a special edition. But look at the foiling. And like on top, it's just random. I keep my jewelry in these 2 shelves, and here as well. This is Snow, Glass, and Apples, which is like a dark Snow White retelling. I have some crystals in there. And this is my spicy bookshelf. So I'm gonna be unhauling a lot of these books. Some of them I got from PR, and some of them I just have no interest in reading anymore. Here I have some more romance books. Like some of them are spicy, most of them are just little random romance books. A lot of them I got sent to me. And over here I also have a couple more books. These are all hardcovers. This was sent to me from the publisher, and this Foul Lady Fortune copy has sprayed edges, which I think is super cool. That's why I display it sideways. But this is the Fairy Loot edition of Never a Hero, which I have the regular one right here. Meant to read it last year, never got around to it. Over here I have some more hardcover books. I have my Stephanie Garber books. I don't have a regular edition of the first Carvel, I just read it through my exclusive edition. I have Throne of the Fallen, The Hurricane Wars. I have Kingdom of the Curse and Kingdom of the Feared right here. I have some Elise Kova books. I kind of based it off of the size of the books, and the Elise Kova books and the Danielle L. Jensen ones are the same size. This was an ARC that I got, and then these 2 I got sent from the UK publisher for Daughter of the Pirate King because they were doing a new cover, and I love the UK cover. I think it looks so cool. That's pretty much it for my bookshelf up here. Now it's time to go downstairs. Okay, and here is my reading room. I just got back home from work and I took a nap, but now I'm going to show you my reading room and have to say bye to this room. This is kind of what it looks like when you walk in. This is kind of the setup. I have my Papasan chair, I have my crochet stuff, have this little bench, and these are my books. Up on the ceiling, I put up these vines and flowers. Now my little table over here, and there's a bathroom and a closet in this room as well. And again, I didn't really clean up my rooms before making this, so it's not the cleanest, not the most organized right now. It's a little bit messy. So over here by my lamp, I keep my lights for videos, and I have this tripod which I'm gonna switch to, and these 2 are PR boxes that I've recently gotten. Or this one's not really recent. This has been there for a couple months. Okay, so this mini shelf I got at Home Goods actually. And this top section are all Entangled books that they sent to me. And these are from their Amara imprint, I'm pretty sure, which is their romance imprint, but they're all like these tiny little books, and I think they're so cute and they fit so perfectly on this top shelf. But a lot of them are like cowboy romances or like some sort of Regency era Duke type of romance. There's a couple that are more contemporary romance as well. Down here I have my Victoria Aveyard books, and Victoria Aveyard Red Queen was the book that got me into reading, so it's super special to me. And I have Realm Breaker, which I read and I enjoyed. I just didn't like it enough to want to continue on with the series, and I know she just released the third book in the series. And then I just have a couple other hardcovers. I have Gilded by Marissa Meyer. I have Heartless, also by Marissa Meyer. Heartless is so good and it's so heartbreaking. And I also have The Shadows Between Us by Tricia Levenseller. And then over here I have my Leigh Bardugo books. I have the Shadow and Bone trilogy, Six of Crows, King of Scars, and Rule of Wolves. I don't know about you, but I actually really didn't like King of Scars. I thought it was really slow. I got really bored reading it. It took me so long to read it, and no, I was not in a reading slump at this point. Reading slumps were unknown to me when I was reading the Grishaverse, but King of Scars took me forever. But Rule of Wolves was very good, and I have my little diffuser here, so I also have a lot of candles. You'll find them on my bookshelves, and also you'll see a lot of like empty rosé or wine bottles because I used to like putting fresh flowers in them and kind of using them as vases because I think they're pretty. But right now they're empty. Down here I have some PR boxes. I usually throw them away after I've opened them, but these three are just some really cool ones. This is the Assistant to the Villain one, and I love the little pop-up frog. I thought it was so cute. I guess I have some stuff from my Fourth Wing PR box in here as well, or my ARC box. I must have thrown away my Fourth Wing box, but I kept this one. And this one was sent to me from an author, but the book was kind of a mystery book called Here Lies North. It's by Ava Harrison. This PR box is probably one of my favorites. It's so cool. But since the book is all about like investigating stuff, it comes with like an evidence bag and then all like the evidence files and like the police report and photos of the crime scene. Oh my god, it was so cool. In front of my shelves right here, I have this blue velvet dog bed. I used to have a dog and then she went with my brother and now she lives with him, but this dog bed matches my bench. But no, I actually didn't buy this dog bed intending for it to be a dog bed. I fully bought it with the intention of using it as somewhere I could sit on the floor, and I have no shame about it. You know what, I like sitting on the floor sometimes, so you know, at least now I have a little spot in my reading room in case I want to sit on the floor. I made my last video sitting on this dog bed, but now we have these two shelves, and I got these two shelves when I actually started accumulating a lot of books, when I really got into reading and I realized that the shelves up in my room wasn't enough, or I originally only had one of those white shelves, and then I bought these two shelves when I chose to convert this room into my reading room, and then I bought my second white shelf in my room, and then I bought this mini little shelf right over here. Okay, so this is my first shelf, and up on top I have a lot of my Kira Cass books. Kira Cass was actually the first book that I really loved. I read the selection in middle school, but it wasn't like a series that got me into reading. That was, all credit to that goes into Red Queen, but I really loved the selection. I think I read it about 5 times, and one of my best friends, I told her that I was reading the selection and I never knew that she liked to read. At the time, we were just becoming friends, and she was like, oh my god, I love the selection too, and then we did like a reread, and she told me to read Red Queen, and that's how I ended up here with 300 books. But up here I have, this is a special edition of the Inheritance Games, and it has the most beautiful sprayed edges. This is actually the Beacon Book Box special edition of the selection with exclusive covers. And so this is for the first book, and it's Maxon in America and the Gardens. These ones are also signed by Kiera Cass, and the covers are reversible with the regular ones, but the inside is foiled. And like, I would love to be able to display all of them, but right now I can't. And this one is the cover for The Elite, and it's Maxon in America at the Halloween ball. And this is the cover from the one, it's them and the rain on the rooftop. I love that scene, and I'm pretty sure the dust jacket, the foiling on this says, "Break my heart, break it 1,000 times if you like." It's that quote. It's the iconic quote. I absolutely love that quote. Max and Shreve, chef's kiss, top tier. Like, dude, in what world is, like, are you gonna find a guy to say, "Break my heart, break it 1,000 times if you like"? It was only ever yours to break it. What was it? Oh my god, I can't believe I just forgot the quote. It was only ever yours to break anyways. So close. And people wonder why readers like to read romance books, or why people like to read romance. It's because of things like this. And then I have my regular copies of the selection, and these are beat up, okay? She's been loved. She's very well loved, and you can tell. But I have 1,000 Heartbeats, which I am definitely getting rid of. I didn't like that book. And oh, over here I also have The Betrothed and The Betrayed. I don't know why they're in the wrong order. And like over here we have Dance of Thieves and Vow of Thieves, classic 2021 book talk books. And I also have 6 Crimson Cranes, which I bought when I was flying back from Jakarta to come here, because I remember I was really sad about leaving my sister, and I bought a book to cheer myself up. But this is the cover in Indonesia, and this cover is probably one of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen. And no, it's not an exclusive edition, it's just not the American cover. I used to have more books over here. I just gave away The Silent Patient to my coworker, and I don't know where my copy of The Butterfly Garden is, but that would have gone on this shelf. It's supposed to just be like more serious books. I originally wanted it to kind of be like a thriller shelf. And this is actually really cool. This was from the Valentino Bellatrix collab and campaign. They sent me this, I think 2 years ago for Halloween, but this is really cool. They sent me a bunch of arcs with horror novels because Halloween was coming up, and it opens up like this. I love the box, I love the packaging, and then in these little drawers there are a bunch of different arcs. So here's the first one, it's The Spite House by Johnny Compton. And then here's another one, this is called Sister Maiden Monster, and it is by Lucy A. Snyder. And this is Pinata by Leopoldo Gout. This shelf is all fantasy books, with the exception of The Book Thief. So right here under my A Song of Ice and Fire books, I have The Book Thief and then Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. These 3 books were sent to me: Chloe Gong's Last Violent Call, Assistant to the Villain, and then this book called Exquisite Prey by T. Ray. And then I have my Bonecryer's Moon and Bonecryer's Dawn. Oh, I love those books. Great enemies to lovers, forced proximity, knife to throat, all the tropes. And also, I'm not even sure if I'm gonna read Game of Thrones, but when I was first watching the show, I absolutely loved it, and I really, really wanted to watch it. Or, sorry, to read it, but then I realized that, like, it had so much, like, different lore behind it, and the books aren't even all out yet. I think George R.R. Martin still is writing another book, but there's also a bunch of, like, books about, like, the history and the lore and stuff like that. It's a lot to take in, but I saw these with the leather binding, and I couldn't resist getting them. I think they're so pretty. This stack is my dystopian books, and I'm not too into dystopian books, so I just have the Legend trilogy and Rebel by Marie Lu. I never got around to reading Rebel. I don't know why. I remember really liking Legend, but I just kind of didn't like it as much as I kept reading it. And then I have Warcross by Marie Lu. I have the first 3 books of Shatter Me, which, yes, I know, I have to read Shatter Me. Everyone and their mothers love Shatter Me. They've read it. They adore it. They love Aaron Warner. I need to get on the Aaron Warner hype train just give me time. Like it's a commitment for me. I have the 2 original copies of Daughter of the Pirate King, or the US covers. These 2 books are from one of my best friends, but she said her and her family kind of do a reread of it once a year, which I thought was super cute. But it is Patrick Rothfuss. It's The Name of the Wind and Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. And I think there was supposed to be a 3rd book, and I think it was just never published. And then I have my From Blood and Ash books, which I read up until The Crown of Gilded Bones, and I'm sorry, I didn't like The Crown of Gilded Bones. I thought it was really slow. I didn't think it was interesting, so I never continued reading From Blood and Ash. So now I just have The War of Two Queens right there, and it's completely brand new. Never touched it, never opened it. And I would love to like reread From Blood and Ash, but it's just a lot of books, and I can't really get on with reading The War of Two Queens if I don't reread the first 3 books again. But then I have a couple more paperbacks right here. I tried to kind of make them color coordinated a little bit, just to kind of make the colors flow really well. So I have Star Daughter, I have Uprooted by Naomi Novik, and I have Scythe. And for the longest time, I did not know how to pronounce the word scythe, so I kept calling it Scythe. And then I was talking with one of my friends, and she was like, oh yeah, like I read this book, I feel like you'd like it, it's called Scythe. And then I was like, oh, like what is it about? And then she told me the description. I was like, oh, that book, I always thought it was pronounced Scythe. No, it's Scythe. I just don't know how to speak English apparently. And let's come lower to these shelves. This is my Sarah J. Maas shelf. I have my ACOTAR books right here. I have my Crescent City books, the newest Crescent City books. I have not read House of Sky and Breath because I remember that people were saying you should read Throne of Glass before continuing, and Throne of Glass is a series that I've been putting off for so long. It's such a big series, and I'm not ready for that. And these are the original covers, and they're in the box set, and they're still sealed. And I just saw a video of a girl buying the original covers for $400, which I think is absolutely crazy. And I'm completely aware that Throne of Glass is supposed to be really, really good. I'm not ready for it. And I feel like it's unfair if I read like this big series and I'm not completely into it. And over here, I have my Shadowhunters series, which is still sealed. So I have the original Mortal Instruments, and I have the Infernal Devices. I don't know how I feel about wanting to read the Mortal Instruments. I might still read the Infernal Devices. I don't even know if you could read them without each other. I might just listen to the Mortal Instruments. Yeah, this is another big series I meant to read when I first got into reading and book talk, and I just never got around to. And I have a copy of Lady Midnight. I got it thrifting, and it came with 20 euros inside. And then over here I have my Witcher books. I don't think I have the completed series. I think I have probably 3/4 of it. I was in love with the show, and I really wanted to read the books. And I did. I got through like the first 3 books, like the 2 prequels and then the first book. But it's just a lot. Like the writing style is dense. It feels like what I would imagine older fantasy books would be written like, and it's great. Like, I mean, if it wasn't great, it wouldn't be adapted into like video games and shows. But then my Witcher obsession kind of died off a little bit. I'm not sure if I was super obsessed with it because of the story or because of Henry Cavill, and I think the answer would be both, and I think that's a very valid answer. And next up are these shelves, and I'm just going to start off with the bottom shelves. I have my Vampire Academy books, which I really wanted to read for a while, and then after I just kind of lost interest in it, never got around to reading it. Over here I have my Colleen Hoover books because, well, 2021 Book Talk was very, very big on Colleen Hoover, and I read It Ends With Us, and I read Ugly Love, and I was like, hey, you know, I'm just gonna read all of her books. So I bought all of it. I only read about 3 of them. Or 4 of them. Not really too interested in continuing reading her books. I might try to sell these, maybe donate them if I can't do that. But yeah, most of them are brand new. Okay, and moving up right here, I have a bunch of, these are all paperbacks. I keep my paperbacks with paperbacks, hardcovers with hardcovers. That's why I had some hardcover books over here and hardcover books over there, and they were all fantasy. But these are like standalones or first books of fantasy books. So these are all fantasy. Up here, these are my contemporary romance slash rom-com books. But like here I have a couple Emily Henry books, beach read, people we meet on vacation. I have a lot of books on this shelf from PR. I haven't really read a lot of rom-coms, not too into it right now. I'm like a mood reader. But yeah, you know, The Love Hypothesis, Unhoneymooners. Okay, and then over here I have a couple poetry books, which I like to read sometimes. I have these two books which are really popular in Indonesia. It's called Laskar Pelangi. So I have the first two books. My sister got them for me, and these are in Indonesian. I haven't read a book in Indonesian in forever. Over here I have some hardcovers that are like contemporary and a little bit more serious. So like You've Reached Sam. I have Malibu Rising. You know, they're just not like rom-coms or anything like that. And then up here I have some more romance paperbacks type books, and paperbacks of just like books that aren't romance right here. Like the book I was talking about with the really cool PR box, Here Lies North, We Were Liars, They Both Died at the End, Tattoos of Auschwitz, History is All You Left Me. And then over here I have, let me see if I can tilt my camera up a little bit. There we go. And then over here I have like my Summer I Turned Pretty, Me Before You. Summer I Turned Pretty should have probably gone over here, but it's up there. One Day in December, A Thousand Boy Kisses. Probably the last time you'll see my bookshelves the way they are. I am really excited to be redoing my bookshelves when I eventually get my new room though. It's just sad. I love this room because like I had this room like, or I started like making this room my reading room when my book talk account really started picking up and when I got really into reading. Oh, the idea of like taking down this room is making me really sad actually. I'm so dramatic, oh my god. I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one.